Well, joining me now live is William Laurence, professor at George Washington University. Professor Laurence, Spain has so far avoided the kind of terror attacks we've seen in London and Paris for over a decade. Why has this happened now?
Well, there's several reasons. I think one of them is that the terrorists were using Spain more as a way station to and from Iraq, to and from North Africa, and weren't targeting Spain, even though Spain figures very prominently in Islamic State propaganda. But certainly the imam who was in jail, apparently with the Madrid bomber from 2004, the one that you mentioned in your setup piece, he had some contact with the Madrid bomber. And obviously, for these guys, I think it was a continuation of that terrorism going back to 2004. And certainly, it's worth adding that these networks are very much not Moroccans in Morocco or Tunisians in Tunisia. They are very much Moroccans living in the West, Arabs living in the West, who are more susceptible, let's say, to the radical preachings of these types of imams. This imam, in fact, was in jail for drug trafficking. So this wasn't your average imam.
Now, Spain is said to have had a better track record of integrating its North African community, but we've seen a string of arrests in recent months of radicalized Moroccan nationals. Why exactly do they turn to jihadist groups?
Well, I think the disaffection and the lack of integration is a Europe-wide problem. It's an American problem as well for immigrant groups. I think there are some countries like Belgium where there's been, let's say, more of a right-wing backlash. But there's racism there. There's lack of integration there. I think one of the reasons Spain has a better record is because the Spanish left has made it, part of their political platform, the integration of these populations. And if you go to a city like Barcelona, it's like Marseille, where there's a lot of integration between the populations. So there's this feeling of safety. There's a feeling that the communities are getting along. But at the same time, there's radicalization going on. And if you go to points of conflict in Spain, I mean, even since the incident in Barcelona and Cambrils, the two attacks, there have been incidents at Barcelona airport, incidents in the streets in various cities in Spain, and this underbelly, this undercurrent of racism, of clash between communities has resurfaced. So it's there everywhere you go in the West.
Professor Laurence, thank you very much for those insights.